hey, how's your current body working for you? I said, well, yeah, this physical dwelling in which we all exist. If there was some, I doubt there's anybody here who could say this, but if there's somebody here who could say, my body is incredible, it's fit, I'm trim and fit, my body's like a well-oiled machine, it gives me no trouble whatsoever, it works perfectly. If there's anybody who could say that, my response would be, just wait. Right? Just wait. Things will happen. The clock ticks, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, the pages on the calendar turn. Look, you can do all the Botox and all that kind of thing. You can get facelifts till your knees are up in your cheekbones. It doesn't matter. You do Pilates and looking for hotties, do whatever you want. Nothing is stopping this thing from ticking. Nothing is stopping it. Yes?
Yes.
The question is this sin? People come to me and they go, hey Dan, is this sin? Now if somebody's asking me, is this sin? What's the answer? Yeah, it probably is. Because most of the time when they're asking me, is this sin? Really what they're asking is, hey Dan, can you give me permission to do this? I'm on to you punks, I know what you're up to, you can't fool me. All right. Hey, next week also, Mother's Day. So we're going to recognize and honor our moms next week too, and give them a big hug and tell them how much we love them and say, here's $5, go get a card for yourself. We're not doing that, Evelyn, no way. I'm just kidding. You know, some of these big churches you go to and you say, I'd like to serve in the video department. And they got a video department. Some of these big churches, you go, I want to serve in the traffic and parking team. They got a traffic and parking team. You know what we have? We have a parking lot. That's what we have. You come, you park your car, you walk in. There's our parking team. And as a matter of fact, if you came this morning, you're part of the parking team because you parked. So you're already on the parking team. That's good. You got one of those checked off. If it's really true that you're too busy, like you said, look at my calendar, Dan. Just get out a calculator. I'm from beginning of the day to the end of the day, 7 days a week. It's just packed full. I'm too busy. I cannot keep all these commitments and make time for God too. It's impossible. Then I would lovingly suggest this. You need to drop something from your schedule in order to make time for God. Here's what's most important. I gotta get the kids to soccer. No, you don't. Drop soccer. Wow, that's blasphemy, Dan. No, it's blasphemy to say I have no time for God. I said this at 9 o'clock, and I got a whole lot of trouble for saying this, but I'm going to say it. Sometimes it's fun just to stir up a little trouble. I'll say it again. Your kid's not going to be a soccer champion. I'm retiring after this service. Everything's good. I'm going down to Florida. I had the heart attack down there. A couple years ago, I had some of my little cardiac issues, blockages, and I got to put some stents in and all that got to be treated. After the angiogram procedure, the cardiologist pulls my wife aside. I'm still coming out from under the fog. He pulled my wife aside. He said, your husband has the arteries of someone who smoked and drank and had diabetes for 30 years. No kidding. I didn't even get the fun part. I really shouldn't have said that, should I? We'll edit that out. I've never smoked. Hey, look, I'm almost 60 years old. I've never been drunk in my life.
God bless you.
No diabetes. Hey! As far as we know, my parents, they lived long lives. They didn't have these issues. I have one brother, one sister. As far as we know, they don't have these. Why me? I want my money back. What is this? We walked past this one kiosk, and this woman came and she approached me with this little packet of skin cream. And she said, would you like a free sample? And no, that's okay. You know, you just kind of keep going. And she said, I could give you a treatment right now. And it'd take you less than 5 minutes, less than 5, and you'd see a visible difference. You would see it. You would look younger. And I just kept laughing like, thanks, I don't relate, but thank you. And she kept walking with us. She's like, the mall was empty. They're desperate in there. Don't go to a mall these days, by the way. Don't even go. They're desperate in there. I thought she was gonna like get a lasso out. So she's walking with 5 minutes. It's free, it'll cost. And I never do this, but all of a sudden I just thought, all right. Let's go. You make it. Everybody thinks I'm about 103 years old anyhow. You make me look younger. Right. Let's do this. Let's go. I got a little time. So this will be good. This will be good. So she had her little kiosk, and she had a couple chairs set up over there. It looked very clinical. These like chrome things and lights and mirrors and dancing monkeys. And I thought, all right. They may not have been dancing monkeys. I sat down, and there's like a couple chairs, and Rachel sat down next to me, and she began to apply this cream to one side. Just to one side, because she wanted me to see the contrast. Because there's going to be a contrast. And so, while she's applying the cream, she's making small talk. Very nice young lady, and she, what do you do for a living? And when I told her I was, a pastor of a church, that kind of stopped her for a minute. She was, I think, didn't know exactly what to do with that. Threw her a little bit, but she marshaled, she soldiered on. And then, at one point she asked me, I know she has to have practiced this, she asked me, how old are you? And I said, I'm 60 years old. She's like, oh, no. Oh my goodness, like you don't look a day over 30. And I said, yeah, I'm 60 years old. And for like a second or two, she had me. For like, because why? Because we want to believe the flattery. She had me for just a second or two, and I'm kind of gullible too sometimes, but it took me a second or two, because what are we talking about today? Be honest about yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
The flattery works.
Yeah.
Because we aren't always, we want to believe things that aren't necessarily true. Hey, look, you know and I know. Now, this is not beating up on myself. I look like I'm about my age. I'm about 60. I'm 60 years old. And she knew that too, but she's trying to be nice.
Yeah.
She got to sell the stuff. I understand. She's trying to make a living. I get it. I expect her to try to sell the stuff. Like all human beings, she discovered, if you set the client down in the chair, you don't want to insult the guy. You want to say, oh my goodness, you're such a handsome man. Why did she use flattery? Because flattery works. Yeah. And by the way, can you tell which eye that she did? Can you tell? No, you can't. Do I look about 59 and a half now? I did not buy the cream. She was a nice lady, but I didn't.